Martha? Can you call the nurse? There's something I need to ask her.
In the bright halls of the Northern Care Hospital, Martha found herself spending more and more time with her father, Mr. Jameson, who was confined to a room on the 3rd floor. The relentless grip of terminal cancer had taken its toll, but Martha's presence brought him solace. To ease the pain of her father's difficult days, she often brought along Max, her father's loyal golden retriever, whose boundless energy and unwavering love could light up even the darkest moments. Max had a special way of sensing when Martha needed comfort. On one particularly tough morning, Martha arrived at the hospital with heavy eyes and an even heavier heart. As they walked through the sliding doors, Max seemed to understand. He pressed closer to her leg, his soft fur brushing against her hand, a silent reminder that she wasn't alone. Inside Mr. Jameson's room, the atmosphere was somber. But the moment Max entered, it was as if a ray of sunshine had pierced the gloom. He trotted over to Martha's father, placing his head gently on the old man's lap. The hint of a smile tugged at the corners of Mr. Jameson's lips as he scratched Max's ears.
Hello, Max. You always know how to cheer an old man up.
Martha smiled, her eyes brimming with tears of gratitude. Max had a magic touch. He could lift her father's spirits with just a nuzzle or a wag of his tail. It wasn't just her father who benefited from Max's presence. During their visits, Max had become a beloved fixture in the hospital, spreading joy to patients and staff alike. Nurses would pause to give him a pat, and other patients would light up at the sight of the friendly golden retriever. One evening, after a particularly exhausting day, Martha found herself sitting on a bench in the hospital garden, tears streaming down her face. She felt the weight of the world on her shoulders. Max, ever their family's faithful companion, jumped up beside her and rested his head in her lap. His big, soulful eyes looked up at her, and she could feel his silent support.
Thank you, Max. I don't know what I'd do without you.
As the days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, Mr. Jameson's health continued to decline. But through it all, Max remained a constant source of comfort and strength. His gentle presence provided a sense of normalcy and warmth in a place filled with uncertainty and pain. One late night, while Martha was away, Max found himself navigating the harrowing corridors of the hospital, curious about what the other patients and their respective visitors are doing. While the hospital bustled with doctors and nurses tending to the sick, Max's keen senses picked up on a presence that sent chills down his spine. In the depths of the hospital, he bore witness to a solemn figure draped in a dark cloak. The grim Reaper, the harbinger of souls, is silently ushering departed spirits to the unknown. Max, filled with curiosity and concern, approached the grim Reaper cautiously, his tail wagging tentatively. He sensed an aura of inevitability that clung to the Reaper's presence. In this realm between life and death, the boundaries of comprehension blurred, allowing Max to understand the purpose of the Reaper's solemn task.
Is there no hope? Can't you spare him a little longer? He's my family. Martha will be very sad.
I am bound to fulfill my duty. Faithful companion. The threads of life are not within my grasp, but I can offer solace in the release of suffering.
Max's heart sank, knowing the Reaper's words carried a finality he couldn't change. With a heavy sigh, he looked back at Mr. Jameson, lying weak in the hospital bed.
I wish I could do more. I'll stay by his side until the end.
The next evening, with the moon casting its soft glow upon the room, Max nestled by Mr. Jameson's side. Weak but filled with love, Mr. Jameson mustered the strength to stroke Max's fur, his voice filled with raw emotion.
Max, my friend, you've been my rock through this journey. I am grateful for every moment we shared. You know, when my wife died, I told her it wouldn't take long before we can be together again.
Max tilted his head, his eyes brimming with unshed tears, unable to respond with words but emanating a profound understanding and love. The following morning, as the sun's golden rays began to peek through the window, Martha was arranging the food and things he brought for her father and Max. Suddenly, Max felt a presence looming over the room. The Grim Reaper, silent and ethereal, stood at the bedside, his presence signaling the final moments. Max looked up at the Reaper, his eyes filled with a mix of trepidation and acceptance, his voice filled with a quiet plea.
Please, be gentle with him. Take his pain away and guide him carefully.
The Grim Reaper, moved by the dog's unwavering devotion and the bond they shared, inclined his head in acknowledgement. With a touch as light as a feather, he reached out, ready to guide Mr. Jameson's departing soul away. Max watched with a heavy heart as the Reaper enveloped his owner in an ethereal embrace. Tears streamed down his furry cheeks as he let out a mournful howl, a symphony of sorrow and love that echoed through the hospital walls.
Goodbye, my dearest friend. You will always be with me, in heart and memory. I promised I'll take care of Martha.
Martha was sobbing while still trying to wake up her father. As the Grim Reaper led Mr. Jameson's departing soul away, Max's heart felt heavy with grief, yet also filled with a sense of profound love and gratitude. His emotional journey had taught him the depths of devotion, the power of love, and the strength to endure even the most heart-wrenching farewell.
Thanks for watching. Follow us on our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos.